of Tricia Homer.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I am blessed and happy to be here today.
All right, well, we're happy to have you here today. You're the big boss for Rotary on St. Thomas. With all the Rotaries or a specific Rotary?
Oh, no. Rotary Club of Charlotte Amalie.
Okay, well, that's the main one.
Well, it depends on who you ask.
Okay.
So there are, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Rotary clubs here in what we call USVI North.
Okay.
And the parent club
Okay.
is Rotary Club St. Thomas. So that was the original club, and then Rotary Club St. Thomas 2 was formed, and then I think our club was third.
Okay.
And then Rotary East Eco was formed, and then Rotary Sunrise. So we're not quite, what do you say, the main
I feel like
club?
there's a Rotary Sunrise in St. Croix too, right?
There's several Rotary clubs in St. Croix as well.
Yeah. No, but I mean specifically the name Sunrise. I feel like there's one in St. Croix.
Yes, there's a Rotary Sunrise. Yeah, and really the names of the clubs reflect, at least the Sunrise ones, reflect when they meet.
Okay.
Right.
Got
so
it.
it was, the original
So
club.
where's Rotary Sunset?
Sunset. That's an interesting concept. So I guess we would kind of be the Sunset Club. So we meet at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday nights.
Okay. All right, now tell me a little bit about Rotary beyond the service of self.
Service above self.
Above self.
Yes. So Rotary.
Yeah, service of self would be totally different. That'd be the complete opposite of what you guys do.
Yeah, Rotary was founded initially as a fellowship organization.
Right.
So that was kind of the primary focus by Paul Harris, who founded it back in 1905. He was an attorney, I believe, and he was looking for a community. And so he started bringing together other professionals. So Rotary is all about fellowship. So that's people coming together, being in community. But the primary focus is the service. So that's getting out to the community, looking at the community, seeing what issues there are, finding an issue, focusing on it, and working on that issue. And then the piece that I am most excited about is that it's also an organization that focuses on professional development.
Okay.
So the idea is that it's community leaders and business professionals that come together to work together to advance causes.
All right, now you are a leadership coach.
Yeah, man.
So what does that mean? What does that look like, being a leadership coach?
That's a great question. So it means connecting with people, helping them determine their why, their purpose, and then helping them to identify what barriers may be standing in their way for them to be their best selves. So I work with people who, maybe have risen to levels of authority or management, pushing themselves outside of their comfort zone, and then supporting them to say, okay, what do you need in order to rise to this occasion? How do you need to think differently? How do you need to show up differently? What habits do you need to change in the way in which you operate in order for you to be a better manager, a better leader? How can you give and receive feedback better? How can you manage your projects better? What kind of tools do you need in order for you to step up and step into this role that you've been put into?
So, okay, you coach business leaders,
I coach business leaders,
managers and the like, CEOs, etc., etc. How did you take that background to the Rotary?
Oh, that's a great question. I think what I'm experiencing right now in Rotary is that I am myself coaching myself as a leader.
Okay.
I'm learning and leaning into humility and patience. Those are two things that I am currently working on personally.
All right. Patience for me too.
Man,
Got my
I am
hands
the
up.
most impatient. Oh my gosh. Struggle bus. So
when you figure out coaching yourself on the impatience, you let me sign up. Put me in, coach.
Yeah,
I need some coaching there too.
Yeah, I think we have to just be willing to grow and continue to learn. And so for me right now in this leadership position, I am learning as to how I can better support the people in my club, better understand why they're a part of the club, and also be thinking long term about what is the landscape here in the Virgin Islands in terms of leadership and professional development, and how do I have to flex and change and operate differently in order to be effective in this community? Because it looks different here than it did. I was in Maryland. I was at WE for 16 years. And so it looks different here than it does in any other environment. And so I'm learning.
Rotary looks different. I feel like it has a younger complexion. You are one of the key reasons for that, younger individual in a leadership role at Rotary. I was on a flight yesterday or 2 days ago with Dr. Nicole Sims, and we started a conversation, and I started a conversation based on, we still got some brilliant young minds here, you among them. How do you take that youthfulness, Colin, you're youthful, how do you take that youthfulness to Rotary?
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. I think it's a challenge for several reasons. It's a challenge because, like I said,
They want to listen to your young self.
yeah, well, that's part of it, but also it's like I mentioned, my patience, right? So I want to move quickly,
Right.
and it's like propose an idea, let's go with it. Whereas like, okay, now we got to slow down, we got to socialize it with people, we got to communicate it in different ways to different people. Like a WhatsApp group chat isn't enough, right? Or I can't just put the meeting minutes in a Google Drive. Like I also have to email it out, or different people take information in different ways.
Totally different.
And so the way that I would say I'm bringing the youthfulness is I'm looking at our systems.
It's like I can't send my dad a text. So what you trying to say? Like the older folks ain't really hip on the communication and the emails and the jump drives and the Google drives,
Right.
and the sharing of the dissemination of information is very different for that older generation to your generation.
Yeah, and so there's a problem actually. Rotary has a messaging problem on both sides. Is that we have the older generation that we have to kind of keep them up to speed, but then also it's a challenge to recruit the younger generation because people's perception of Rotary is just
older.
a bunch of old heads
Right.
sitting at having lunch, right?
100%.
So even though you just mentioned Nicole Sims' name, somebody mentioned her to me the other day too, like, oh, she'd be a great Rotarian.
Right.
But a lot of our younger people are already caught up in their
or busy.
their obligations.
Yeah.
Exactly. When I say caught up, I mean they're busy. They're fraternities, sororities, like they have their other causes that they
Department
already
of Health,
care
in her
about.
instance.
Right.
All right. So now, how long have you been in this leadership position?
So my installation, they call it, was
Right.
in July. So it's just been a few months.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What strides have we made since you have been installed?
That's a great question. So a lot of what I've been doing is looking at our systems, right? So are we taking meeting minutes? Are we disseminating those? Do we have a shared place where information lives? One of the things that I want to do, and I haven't quite figured out how, is I think it's important for us to document our history, the history of all these Rotary clubs, of the amazing people who did great work before
Right.
us. So one, we're not sort of recreating the wheel, but we're building on their legacies. I'd like to honor people too who have served previously and honor their legacies. A lot of our older Rotarians have passed.
Right.
This Friday we have an event at Tafa's Bear House. It's focused on raising funds for the Polio Plus Foundation, so the broader Rotary International Initiative.
All right.
And so they're focused on eradicating polio.
Right.
So it's a way for us here in the Virgin Islands to contribute to that bigger, broader cause. What else have we done? Oh, last year we brought back the Paul Harris Gala. So that was a way to recognize people in the community who have made a difference. And so we honored Tony Rosario, Carol Callwood, yeah, man, and John McCleverty Jr. So big people who do lots for the youth.
All right.
We have an Interact Club at St. Peter and Paul School. I'd like to see us have more Interact clubs. I was an Interactor when I was in high school.
Okay.
So Interact is the high school version of Rotary. So there's Interact at the high school level, Rotaract at the college level, and then Rotary at the professional
All
level.
right. Now we are interacting right now.
Yeah.
We're
Hey,
we're
girl.
getting to the legacy of Miss Universe.
Yeah, man.
Got a couple of ladies who have represented in the pageant world and made the Virgin Islands extremely proud. And this is the lie-in portion of the show. So upon entry, we do have a sign that says boring people keep out. And you're like, well,
I don't
I'm
know.
boring. To which that is a complete and utter lie.
Sham.
What just happened there?
Wapa.
Oh, okay.
Lie, lie, lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, lie, lie.
Now, you are not boring at all. All right, that is a complete and utter lie. Performing arts, clearly royalty. So why would you tell me? Why would you come to my doorstep and lie to me like that? Why would you do that?
I don't know. I mean, I think I
That's
like
part of your coaching
I like
style.
your energy.
It's fun.
I like your energy. I like your energy.
Huh.
Yeah.
So why would you do that to me? I thought we were better than that. Come on, man.
Maybe I just needed to hear you tell me I was interesting. That's
Oh,
all.
okay.
Yeah, I was looking
You're
for flattery.
very interesting.
Sonic.
Very smart.
Sonic, right?
Very beautiful.
Agreed. All across the board. Agreed
Yeah.
with that. All right. Now, Sonic won. You won. Sonic
Yeah, but
pointed
she
out.
also got Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, man.
That's amazing.
That's because I was so boring. They were like,
What?
"Hey, she's so boring."
Give us something.
Right. No, you stood out. Something magical
You know what I
about
did?
you.
I'm gonna tell you what I did. I taught the girls at Miss Universe how to chicken fight. We were in the pool. We were in the pool, and I was like, "This is how you chicken fight." And I got girls up on each other's
With-
necks.
on the shoulder?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, man. We had a blast.
Yeah, that's so
you
funny.
know.
I
So
love that.
that's how you captured Miss
That
Congeniality?
is how I
Chicken
captured
fight?
me. Yes,
That's
man.
probably how you did it.
Carrying VI culture everywhere I go.
All right, man. So, okay. Now, polio. That's something I'm familiar with because of Liz Goggins and Bronco, Olaf Hendricks, a couple of Rotarians on St. Croix. Why is that the initiative and the constant fight for polio? Something everybody's not familiar with. Bronco still has the effects. We were a karaoke group at one point, and our name was Hip Hop because he has a noticeable limp.
Okay.
But he's that kind of guy. Like, he's a fun guy. He's a smart guy, psychologist. But raising money for polio, why that and not something else?
Yeah, so it's interesting that you asked me that because I personally didn't know much about polio myself, right? So I have some notes. But polio is a disease that's preventable. And it was rampant in the developed countries in the 40s through the 60s.
Right.
The vaccine was developed in the 50s. And then in the 80s is when Rotary said, hey, we're going to take on this cause. We've been able to eradicate it in the developed world, but it's still rampant in the Middle East, Asia, and Africa.
Right.
And since then, they have eradicated in collaboration with other partners.
Of course.
So the World Health Organization, the USA, CDC. So they've been able to eradicate it in Africa altogether. 2020, they celebrated that. And also in Asia. But we still see it in only 2 countries. It only exists in 2 countries in the world. And we need to have 0 cases for 3 years for us to consider it completely eradicated.
Okay, which 2
globally.
countries are that?
So Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Okay.
And tens of thousands of people travel in and out of Pakistan and Afghanistan daily, right? So I think polio feels and sounds antiquated. It sounds far away from us. But I think it's really noble that Rotary has taken on this cause. That we've seen so much change and so much eradication of it since they took it on in the 80s. And then us as the Virgin Islands, we can be involved in a global initiative.
So, okay, I mean, I'm looking at it, and I'm sure other people are looking at it like, well, we probably got some problems a little closer on.
Absolutely.
Right? But with that being said, what are the chances of completely eradicating a disease and being responsible for that? That speaks volumes. That is quite an accomplishment. Once you do eradicate polio, then what's next?
That's a great question. I have no idea. That's for the Rotary International president.
All right.
But what I will say too, though, is that a part of the eradication and these efforts that's really important is also all of the innovations and the learning that happens in the process, right? So think about COVID-19.
Right.
So once we are out in the field, we're figuring out how to administer vaccines in these really rural communities, these poor places, also these war-torn places, right? So figuring it out, how do we get to a community that's currently in the middle of war? Figuring all of this out will help us in the longer term with future epidemics, and we know future epidemics are definitely a possibility.
Of course.
So I think it's not just the short-sighted, like, let's eradicate this one thing. It's like we developing the systems, we developing the mechanisms, we creating the community, we raising the funds, putting boots on the ground to go out into these communities to get vaccines out to those who need it.
Okay, 100%. Now, with that being said, that may seem far off to some people, if we're being honest. But what are some of the things that you do right here at home that affect change?
Various clubs have various initiatives. So I could speak to like the Rotary St. Thomas Sunrise Club. They do a triathlon that they've been doing for a really long time, a kids triathlon. The Rotary Club East Eco, I really have a lot of respect and admiration for that club. They have eco initiatives. So if you go out there, they have a thrift shop in Red Hook. So that is providing low cost items for people. You know, it's also a place for us to take things when we no longer want our materials, but then they do glass crushing. So they crush glass and create sandbags. They've also given out, I think, either generators, I believe.
The sandbags are made of glass?
Yeah,
Oh,
so
okay,
they
dope.
crush the glass and they make sandbags.
Okay.
Several of the clubs have early act clubs as well, so that's working with youth in the elementary schools. And like I mentioned, we have the Interact Club.
Right.
Yeah.
And Rotaract.
And Rotaract as well. I don't know if we have an active Rotaract
Yeah,
right
I was wondering
now.
about that. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah. So, and it, it might feel or sound abstract, right? So what I'll say in terms of what I've observed and what I've experienced with Interact, it's going into a group of students, because I'm a leadership development coach, supporting them and like, this is how you start a club. This is how you run a club. This is how you run a meeting. This is how you run a project. This is how you plan an event, right? And so really building up the next generation of leaders so that they are able to themselves take on community initiatives.
All right. What led you in the path of leadership coaching?
Curiosity, mostly. And then it kind of just brought all of my skills came together in one place in this phase, in this arena. I had one job early in my career in Maryland, DC area.
And your leader was trash. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
what it was?
You cut to the chase. Yeah, and so then it's like, how can I help people be better at this thing? Because it's actually really important, because you impact people's lives in terms of their experience at work, and we spend too much of our time at work for us to have
Spend
bad
most of your
leaders
time at work.
managing us. Yeah. So I did have a terrible experience with a manager, and then I was actually pushed into this work. It was an opportunity that presented itself, and then I've fallen in love with it to the point I have so many certifications. I just love learning, and I've been able to maintain and retain a lot of my clients because I continue to learn and grow. And so they can continue to learn and grow alongside me.
Okay. All right. Now, performing art. What is your
Yeah.
performing art?
Well,
Sonic is a dancer.
I'm a
what
lot
is
of
yours?
things. But dancing is one.
this Friday we have an event at Tapas Warehouse.
Uh-oh.
It's
And
a
your
karaoke
art is going to be on display.
event. Yes,
So you're a singer.
I am going to sing.
Okay. What are you going to sing on Friday?
Ooh, that's a good question. I keep telling you that's a good question. Well, I have
that's good, I
a
think.
few favorites.
Okay. Sing one of your faves. Give me a little teaser. Make me want to come to the event on Friday.
Wow.
Yeah. No pressure though.
I'm going out tonight. I'm feeling alright. Gonna let my hair hang down.
Okay.
You know I singing?
No, I don't.
Come on, man.
I love that. I don't know the song either. I usually know
We don't know the song. But it sounded good.
Gonna make some noise, really raise my voice. Yeah, I'm gonna scream and shout. No, man, come on.
I feel like if I heard like a little bit more of it.
You gotta hear the chorus.
Yeah.
You gotta hear the chorus.
You gonna give us a chorus?
Man, I feel like a woman.
Oh no. Oh no. Hey Sonic,
I don't know that one, Trisha.
Sonic, I expected not to know it, but you now, I don't know.
I don't know that one. I probably do know it, and I don't know that I know
All
it.
right.
Tricia is like, this is a trailer for the movie. I'm not going to show you like the highlights of the movie. You still got to come to see the movie. All right, got it. All right, so when does your club meet?
We meet on
And how do we
Tuesdays.
get more young people? So this is why I invited you.
yeah,
Because when I
yeah.
initially invited you, you were like, why?
Oh, yeah.
I'm inviting you because of your role as a leader, but as a young leader. I feel like a lot of these organizations that have paved the way for us, it's like, for example, in coaching, I'm into sports. Some of the same coaches when I was a child are still coaching. Like, we need new coaches. And for organizations like Rotary, we need new faces, new leadership, your new leadership. How do we get some more young people involved in your movement?
That's a great question.
Another one.
Oh man!
like DJ Khaled over here.
So I think it's two things, and I actually would love your listening audience to give us the answer to that question. So if it's possible for us to put up a poll and ask, I would love
West
to see.
Girl is on it.
Yeah, man. I think it's one of two things. What I have focused on in my tenure and my leadership is finding out people's why, like what it is that has brought the people who did come in. What brought them to the club, for one? What is it that they want to see change? You know, how do they want to grow? Just like tapping into their why. And then I think the second piece is rethinking what the club looks like to meet the needs of the people that we're trying to reach. So, for example, you know, one Rotary Club meets noon on Wednesdays. The other one meets noon on Thursdays. And it's like, people are like, I can't take away for an hour to meet for lunch, you know, twice a month,
I
three
feel
times
like that's
a
the
month.
cool thing about Rotary, the options that it gives you to participate.
Right. And I think that we need to move beyond our current options. Like, it isn't just meeting a different day of the week or a different time of day. It is also meeting virtually. It is also meeting hybrid. But there are clubs that don't meet. There
At
are
all?
clubs that. There are
So
clubs
how do
that,
they-
Their service project is their meeting. So you know they
got
organize,
it.
they coordinate. I think that there's.
So like if we have a beach cleanup, that's
that's
when
the
we
meeting.
get together.
Yeah, we
Got
get
it.
together there. We talk there. We plan the next thing there. Right.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Who does that? Who's in charge of that group?
You know, they're in like Australia or
The
something.
doers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I do
okay.
think that there's other models of clubs out in the world
Right.
that we can take the knowledge and the innovation, what they've done, and rethink how we connect our leaders and how we come together. You know, and it's not like a Facebook group. I feel like everybody has an idea and then starts a Facebook group, but there's got to be some way, you know, whether it's Slack or it's WhatsApp. I don't know what it is, but we have to find more innovative and modern ways to bring our leaders together.
And to be in constant communication with good ideas.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's the thing, right? And that's what
And
I.
action.
Yes.
That part.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. It should be about action. That's why I like that one group that you say might be in Australia. But the meeting of like minds, you know what I mean? I feel like every now and again, the young, brilliant minds feel like we in the minority. But in actuality, there are a few, I would like to include myself in there, of us, that are like-minded, that are progressive, that want to see progress for the Virgin Islands. And we should get together.
Let's do it. Where? When? How?
Rotary! That's why you here.
You gonna join my club?
Like, how do you
I
become
might-
a member?
How do you become a
that?
So there's dues affiliated. So we pay
Uh-oh.
dues. We pay dues several. There's a local president's council. We pay president
As
council.
soon as the
dues.
government pays.
I pay. That's the thing, right? So it's like time and money. People don't have time because they have other commitments. You know, my daughter was crawling all over me in the middle of our meeting last night. I'm like, I'm on the call. So we have families that we have to deal with. Some of us are taking care of elderly parents. Some of us are taking care of kids. Then we have work, right? Some of us are working more than 40 hours a week. So time is a challenge, and then money is a challenge. So there's dues affiliated with being a member. Clubs that serve lunch or serve dinner, you know, you're paying your dinner fees when we do meet. And then you have to attend a few meetings, and then once you attend a few minutes, you can apply to be a member of the club. And really, the application is just like, tell us more about yourselves and fill out the details
Right.
of what brings you to the club. So there's several people who have attended. We had a financial management and financial planning series, a 3-part virtual series, and that enabled a lot of guests to come to our club. And so people have dipped their toe in to check us out.
Right.
But then it's like...
So it's okay for me to come before I am officially a member.
Always,
Just feel it out.
Always. All the clubs are open to visitors. Someone who is a member of the club would treat you to your lunch, treat you to dinner.
Right.
Because
There's always food there?
almost always, yeah.
Oh, I'm ready to sign up.
But you know,
okay.
that might be a problem.
Ooh.
So, because I'm thinking if cost is a challenge, then maybe we rethink the idea that we're doing fellowship over food. So, and or maybe it is that we need a sponsor to cover food for us. I don't know what it is, but something needs to change, right? Because the cost of membership is a barrier. And we know that breaking bread is a great way for people to build community.
Right.
So we're in a little bit of a catch-22.
Okay. All right. Now, I got a question for you two queens here. All right. And for everybody who's checking this out. Which is the most important of these, right? So this by an artist by the name of Brito. Brito is the most licensed artist in the world, originally from Brazil. Most of his work looks like this. And he came to the United States of America just basically with a dream, all right? He didn't have anything, and his story is an amazing one. So, love, belief, laughter. I like a good laugh, or a dream.
What's the question?
Which of these are the most important?
Well, for me, I think dreaming.
The pageant start? No.
But dreaming is also involved in doing, but dreaming is the process of where it all starts within you, where you build and manifest everything. And depending on who you are, then laughter and love and all of that great stuff comes along with it. But having a vision that you create and you feel, which is true to yourself and something that you can make a reality, seems to be important to me.
Okay, so you're going with dream.
Yeah.
See,
but I'm a
I
dreamer
like that.
and a doer, not just dreaming though. Because it could sound like you just dream and imagine, but no, I'm creating this in my mind first, which is the most powerful place that it can be created and cannot be damaged by anyone else because it comes within me. Okay?
That's how she won the pageant, damn it. All right, no pressure, Tricia, but you got to do better than that.
No pressure at all. No pressure at all. My answer is the same.
Oh, come on.
The same as I was going to go with dream.
Yeah.
We have to see it before we can create it, right? So someone had the vision of creating a microphone. Someone had the vision of creating a telephone. You know, someone had the vision of creating airplanes. You know, they said like, I think we can fly. Okay. And that is how we have created the modern world. It all started with dreams. And so first we have to envision it. We have to think something different is possible. We have to think there is innovation that I want to create. First we have the dream. The other tie I would say is the belief.
So that's what. Okay, no,
The
don't.
belief,
Now,
I would say, is a tie.
you can't take the two of our answers. So I was going to go with belief.
Yeah.
It was going to be belief for
Yeah.
me because you could dream, but you gotta believe in that dream.
Yeah.
Or else, you know, what I mean, it's just a dream. It turns into a nightmare. You know what I mean? But I feel like belief is the most important thing. You got to believe in your organization, Rotary. You got to believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself first.
Love is a fleeting thing. Very, it's good to say.
Love
but
is the core of everything.
Think
Love
so?
is very
Because
important.
love is
100%, but it's not the most important thing to me.
love is the fuel. If I didn't love you, if I didn't love Asanika, if I didn't love the VI,
Feel like you're changing your answer over there.
Listen, you're giving me give us four
It's a
words
hard
that's
answer.
impossible,
Like,
right?
no answer is right.
You gotta laugh because you can't take yourself too seriously.
Right.
Hope is everything.
I got hope here?
The belief is the hope. The
I don't
belief
think I
is
have
the
hope.
hope. But belief is the hope. You gotta believe
okay.
that something different
yeah.
is possible.
Right.
I think in the Virgin Islands we need to collectively raise the vibration and have a little bit more belief that change is
100%.
possible.
I'd put laughter in there too because that's what gets you through all the tough stuff
For
too.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
For sure.
But I like belief. All right, so I'm going to go with an artist that says believe all the time. He goes by the name of Cruciano. And we'll be right back with more of our discussion with Tricia Homer.
Yeah. Believe it. I don't know what time it is, man. Yeah. Lot of talking. And we end the jokes so they can run them out. Don't lose and don't win. I don't plan a lot of things. Real crazy when you see what life brings. Just want me living like a king. But so much battles in the ring. I just make sure that I hit with every swing. Cause they wanna see me down, but I ain't going their way. Yeah, they did me wrong, but every dog is his day. So when they thought this time I shine, they must lose their mind. Cause wrong, yeah, every everything fine, yeah, everything Ivy, everything Chris. They can't come style me, they can't come this. 'Cause I'm just living life, 'cause I'm just living life. Nobody's stopping my shine, nobody's stopping my grind. Baby, you in the dance, so get out of the line. 'Cause I'm just living my life. See, I'm just living my life. Sitting on wheels, pack this money in the wall, yeah. Grinding every day, I'ma get it until I fall, yeah. Going up, we blowing this smoke up in the air, yeah. We go rough and tough and ain't nobody ever care, yeah. Tell me what you want, man, tell me what your life like. They can't take it from me, man, I'm always in that limelight. And they get wrong me, they gon' never stop me. No, out there, they gon' never be able to flaw me, yeah, yeah. I know they jealous and they don't wanna see me win. Forgive the Lord, 'cause they don't know what they say, yeah, yeah. 'Cause they don't know what they say, yeah, yeah. So now I must win. Believe I must win. Believe I must win. Believe I must win, yeah. Rolling up a truck and never looking to the side, yeah. They say they gon' be with me, but they never gonna ride, yeah. Why you think, dog, they be used to raise me? They told me about that work, so I never could be lazy. Cash money, this is how we do it. I've been thinking about the time that I had to go through it. So with my dogs, yeah, tell me what it mean, yeah. Did it on my own, they couldn't teach me how to win, yeah. I give thanks to the Most High. The more I lose, the more I multiply. They see me up and then they ask why, and I tell them this: don't lose and don't win. I don't plan a lot of things. Real crazy when you see what life bring. Just want me living like a king, but so many battles in the ring. I just make sure that I hit with every swing, 'cause they wanna see me down, but I ain't going their way. Yeah, they did me wrong, but every dog is his day. So when they thought this on my shine, they must lose their mind. 'Cause wrong, yeah, everything fine, yeah, everything Ivy, everything Chris. They can't come style me, they can't come this. I'm just living life, 'cause I'm just living life. Nobody's stopping my shine, nobody's stopping my grind. Baby, you in the dive, so get out of the line. 'Cause I'm just living my life. See, I'm just living my life.
All right, he goes by the name of Cruciano, and he's well on his musical journey because of a belief. You know what I mean? And he says it all the time. Believe it. All right, so big respect to Cruciano. He's got a new music video that is coming out, which features the sounds of Junior Reid. It's a great record. So I'm very excited about that. All right, now we haven't mentioned the fact that, well, we kind of did, but there's a lot of movers and shakers in Rotary. A lot of heavy hitters in our community are members of Rotary. Do you have to be?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it used to be that's what Rotary was.
Right.
And I'm so curious about the movers and shakers and heavy hitters, because what is it that makes someone that?
Well, typically it's been, well, maybe I'm wrong, but business owners, doctors, lawyers, those upper echelon people, so to speak. Am I wrong?
Again, I would say in the past, perhaps.
Yeah.
And I think the language that Rotary might use is like business professionals and community leaders. So yeah.
Right.
And I don't think that's a requisite at all. But I do think that there was in the past that a barrier to entry. So who has the leisure and the luxury of time to take a 90-minute lunch in the middle of the workday?
Right.
It would be someone at the commissioner level or assistant commissioner level, not necessarily the receptionist, right?
Right. That's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah, and I don't think that it necessarily needs to be so. And I think that might be something that's deterring people from interest in the club, is that it has been seen as the elite.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I posed the question, because I'm trying to open it up to people's minds that you don't have to be this specific thing. You just want to have a desire to make where we live better.
Yes, yeah. And I think it's also about, I lost my train of thought, but it's not just that's who is in the club, but I think in the past, I understand that Rotary was used by some people as a stepping stool, right? So like oh, I'm gonna join and then I'm gonna run for Senate, or I'm gonna join and then and so there's maybe
Talk the things, Tricia.
right,
Talk the things.
right. There's maybe a bitterness in people's mouths about what Rotary is. It's a old boys club, or it's a place to be groomed to move into XYZ position. But I think that that's a hindrance to us, that's how it's perceived. I think there's incredible potential with Rotary. I actually genuinely believe in it. It's a global organization. It's international. They have funds available to us. So we could apply for a district grant. We could apply for a global grant to really achieve projects here in the U.S. Virgin Islands. And what I see is that people have an idea and they start a nonprofit, right? And so we have over 300 nonprofits all working towards their individual causes, when Rotary can be a mechanism it already has its system, its structure. They are highly rated in terms of their nonprofit status. We could use an already existing structure instead of creating a new board of directors and creating a new organization. You can utilize Rotary to accomplish the things that we need to get done in the community. And that's what I think is often overlooked. It's less about the fellowship and the networking and the, who's who, and more about let's come together, let's look at a community issue, and let's move forward in making progress in and on that issue.
Okay, that sounds fair. All right, for the record, everybody, I'm not a member of Rotary. Or Sonic, I don't think you're a Rotary member either.
I'm learning more and more, and I'm getting more and more interested.
Right. So
We have to have lunch to talk about
Actually, let me ask you both a question.
Sure.
Yeah.
What would pique your interest or intrigue you to come and join us at 6:30 p.m. on a weeknight, on a Tuesday night? Like, what you need to see. Like, if I say XYZ is our guest speaker, would that make you come? If I say we're talking about this specific topic, would that make you come? Like, what is it that would interest you or intrigue you?
I'm going to be honest with you. This conversation has intrigued me.
Yeah, you have interest.
You see what I'm saying? So I feel like I would imagine that we are not alone. I would imagine there are others who are hearing you speak, seeing you speak, because it's a young face. It's a new face. I mean, typically it's the same faces and voices that are sending these very pertinent messages of unification and getting together, but kind of have established themselves in a different realm that doesn't gravitate towards everyone.
Right.
So I feel like this conversation may have done what you just asked.
Okay.
All right, Sonic feels
Yeah,
the same way.
for sure. I think having someone like you who is well known in the community, smart, beautiful, and very informative about the information is intriguing. And also, sure, if there have speakers that can, talk about leadership skills like you, well, that would be you, huh? I think that is so fascinating, and actually something a lot of our local Virgin Islanders, even myself, needs, to have some time for people could sit down and really speak about that, where they're able to relate and learn the steps to move forward.
100%.
Okay.
Blind can't lead the blind,
Right. No, I agree with that, man. I gotta say shout outs to Miss Liz Goggins, who is a leader who really puts service above self. She reaches out all the time.
Okay.
But she does great initiatives for her Rotary on St. Croix. And so do you. So all the good-hearted people who are in Rotary, thank you for the service that you guys provide to our community. And I look forward to continuing this discussion and probably coming to some meetings and things.
And you'll be at karaoke on Friday?
I want to come.
What time is that? 6
got
o'clock?
it. There.
5:30 Friday at Taffas.
Okay.
So we're raising funds for polio. You can pay to have someone else sing. And then if you want to get out of it, you have to pay to get out of it.
Oh,
so
wow.
we're raising funds
That's cute.
through karaoke.
I
And
did.
that.
So you know what else I like about Rotary? Y'all do fun things. I was a celebrity bartender at a Rotary fundraiser.
Nice.
I feel like that was in February at some point on St. Croix.
Okay.
So yeah, you guys always do these interesting initiatives to raise funds, which I like and I appreciate. You know what I mean? Gotta say shout outs to our sponsors as we wrap this up. And I gotta say congratulations to the brothers of Hookie. They are up for a Caribbean award for what they have done with their brand. Hookie is one of the biggest Caribbean events in the United States, and they have branched off that name to do some significant things as well. Congratulations on the nomination. We will post how you can vote for them to make them winners. Also got to say shout outs to One Communication and Brava. It starts with One. VI National Guard, always ready to serve. Neighborhood Pharmacy, changing healthcare in the VI one patient at a time. G Muscles Fitness Center, to a new, healthier you. Glass 2000, NPR has got a tiny desk. We have got a big glass desk courtesy of Glass 2000. Bacchanal in Blanc. It's a white party, but much fancier because we're using words like Blanc. It's on November 9th at the Muse. Well, the building that houses the Muse. Martha's Deli, their Caribbean breakfast, Cruisian breakfast on a Saturday is amazing. Salty Locks Payment Processing, that is how we pay our Song of the Week winners. Up to 12 weeks at $100 a week, courtesy of Salty Locks. Buddha Sushi, an award-winning chef who has real awards.
Ow! We love Taj.
Fan of Taj, right?
Yes.
Is Taj in Rotary?
He might as well be. So yeah, he definitely supports us. He's supporting us in this event on Friday. So we will have wings and meatballs prepared by Taj. So he's supporting the event.
Hold up, man.
Come true.
Hold up, man. I need to make this a teaching moment for everybody out there.
Oh.
Taj.
Yes.
Right? Buddha Sushi.
Yes.
Right? No mention of sushi in what he's making for this. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how good he is. I mean, his food is amazing. Big respect to Taj. Meatballs, chicken wings.
Award winning.
No sushi.
Award winning.
Award winning. I feel like he's won a King of the Wing already, too. Yeah, the bicycle show at
Make
G
that up as we
Muscles
go.
is happening November 8th, 2025 from 11 to 4 p.m. Walk with your bicycle. Isn't that weird? Walk with your bicycle. Shouldn't you ride your bicycle?
Well, it depends on where you're coming from.
Okay. All right. Well, I gotta let you know that the bike show is going down November 8th. Waste Management Authority, keep the place clean, damn it. That's my slogan, not theirs. Seaborne Airlines, not just travel, a VI experience. And Fly the Whale, getting you to Puerto Rico. And you know what? Maybe I could come to Rotary.
Please do.
We're doing some things for the teachers of the Virgin Islands.
Okay.
Maybe we could team up,
I love this.
Rotary and Vivid, and do some things
All
for the
about
teachers.
teaming up. I don't want to do nothing myself.
Yeah.
I want a team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to support. Honestly, my dream is that my club is the club that helps other people get things done. So you have a vision, you need volunteers, you need a team. Hit up Rotary Club Charlotte Marley. Will help your dreams come true.
There you go. I like that.
Beautiful.
Oh, nice.
We're dreaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, now you're the first guest to walk with a bag of pens. I don't know if it was just for the presentation, but you are very prepared
I am a nerd.
today. Okay. Well, Tricia Homer, thank you so much for coming through.
Thanks for having me.
When you were like in high school, were you an athlete?
I was an athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Played every sport.
You excelled at something, didn't you? Like,
Uh,
were you good at?
I loved cheerleading, actually. That
Okay.
was my favorite. I think you get to be creative. You get to sing. You get to kind of dance, you know.
You gotta be strong to be a cheerleader,
Yeah, it's a
I don't know. Like,
performance.
I feel like your name resonates with me from my sports reporter days.
I played basketball. That
Okay.
was the one that I was most committed to. And then I played softball and volleyball a little bit. But
Yeah.
what I think my challenge was in high school is playing everything.
Everything,
Meant
right.
that I didn't have time to really go
Get-
deep into one
get it.
thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you are deep into leadership, all right?
For sure.
So, and leadership training. If I have a business that needs and requires your services, how do we get a hold of you?
Wow. So my website is triciahomer.com. You could go to my
She's
website.
got her own website.
Of course. I have two.
TriciaHomer.com. Okay.
You can go to my website and you can schedule a 15-minute appointment with me. What I really love to do in terms of leadership development, my special niche is working with senior leaders and senior leadership teams. So people who are really good at their specific verticals, but they need to communicate across their verticals in order for the team to come together. That's like my sweet spot. If you have a team and y'all want to do a retreat, you just want to do some
Right.
team building, I'm happy to do that as well. but really bringing people together who really are just focused on their zone of genius, but they all need to come together to work towards one vision, be moving in the same direction. I can help a team take their work in the same, make sure they're all looking in the same direction.
Okay. All right, cool. Oh, well, there you go, man. Shout outs to Tricia Homer. Thank you very much, Sonic.
Yeah, no problem.
And of
Thank you.
course, shout outs to all the good hearted people over there at Rotary.